Many people use phones, computers, and technology every single day. Many people touch screens and open applications during normal daily life. Many people know famous products but never know their complete story. Behind many important changes stood one person with unusual ideas and dreams. His name was Steve Jobs, and his story surprised many people worldwide. Some people called him genius while others called him very difficult person. Some people admired him while others strongly disagreed with his methods. But one question remained important for many curious people around the world. How did one person change technology used by millions of people today? How did one young boy build products changing everyday human experience forever? His story started before famous products and giant technology companies existed. His story started before phones and computers entered modern human life. His story started with childhood curiosity and unusual thinking patterns developing early. Nobody knew his future path during those simple childhood years and moments. Nobody imagined he would become one of most famous business leaders. Everything started with one child who always wanted something different from others. Steve Jobs was born on February 24, 1955, in San Francisco, California. His biological parents decided they could not raise him during childhood. A different family adopted Steve and welcomed him into their home. His adoptive parents cared for him and supported his interests strongly always. Steve later said they were his real parents throughout his entire life. He grew up with love, support, and encouragement from his family members. His parents believed education and curiosity could create better future opportunities later. These early experiences shaped many important parts of Steve's personality and thinking. Steve lived in California during important years for technology and engineering growth. Many electronic companies and engineers worked across that region during those years. His father worked with tools and enjoyed repairing machines and mechanical objects. Young Steve often watched carefully and learned many things from his father. His father taught him that hidden parts should look beautiful and organized. He believed quality mattered even when people could not see everything clearly. Steve remembered this lesson and carried it through many future projects later. This simple idea became very important throughout his business and design philosophy. But Steve Jobs was not an ordinary child during those early years. Steve often asked questions and wanted answers about many different subjects. He wanted understanding instead of accepting information without deeper thinking first. He liked opening objects and seeing small parts hidden inside machines. He wanted learning experiences beyond normal classroom lessons and school activities offered. Sometimes teachers found him intelligent but also difficult inside classroom environments. Steve became bored because many school lessons felt slow and repetitive. He wanted challenges, excitement, and interesting ideas during learning experiences. His mind looked for something different from ordinary routines and expectations everywhere. At school, Steve sometimes created problems because he disliked strict rules. He played jokes and behaved differently from many children around him. Teachers worried because Steve had intelligence but lacked strong motivation sometimes. One teacher noticed his abilities and decided helping him become more engaged. She gave Steve difficult work and encouraged his natural curiosity and interests. Slowly Steve started becoming more interested in learning and school activities again. This support helped him understand how important encouragement could become later. Small actions sometimes create huge changes during important moments inside human lives. During teenage years, Steve became interested in electronics and computer technology systems. He loved exploring ideas connected with engineering and future technological possibilities. He spent many hours reading and learning information about electronics and machines. He wanted understanding beyond normal knowledge available during those years. Many people around him still saw computers as strange and complicated machines. Most people never imagined computers becoming part of everyday human life later. Steve saw possibilities where other people saw limits and difficult problems only. This way of thinking later changed many industries and modern technologies forever. But one important friendship was preparing to change Steve's entire future. Steve later met young engineer Steve Wozniak during teenage years. Wozniak loved computers, electronics, and creating interesting technical projects together. The two friends quickly discovered shared interests and similar dreams about technology. They enjoyed discussing machines, ideas, and future possibilities during long conversations together. Steve loved big visions while Wozniak loved building technical systems and devices. Their personalities looked different but worked together in powerful and useful ways. Neither friend understood how important this friendship would become during future years. A small friendship was preparing to change technology history across the world. A small garage and one simple idea would change everything forever. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak spent many hours discussing technology and future possibilities together. They believed computers should become useful for ordinary people and families. During those years, computers looked large, expensive, and difficult for normal people. Most companies built machines only for scientists, engineers, and large businesses. Very few people imagined computers standing inside normal homes during those years. Steve believed technology should feel simple and natural for every person. He wanted machines that people could understand without special technical knowledge required. This idea later became foundation for many products and important business decisions. The two friends continued working on electronics and building small projects together. They enjoyed creating devices and testing interesting ideas during long working sessions. Steve noticed that personal computers could become much more important for society. He believed computers would eventually become necessary tools for millions of people. Wozniak loved designing computer systems and solving difficult technical problems. Steve loved seeing bigger possibilities and understanding future market opportunities. Their different personalities worked together in powerful and useful ways during projects. Together they formed strong partnership based on shared dreams and curiosity. But a small garage was preparing for something truly historic. In 1976, the two friends started Apple Inc. together in California. The company started inside Steve's family garage with very limited money available. The garage looked simple and small without expensive equipment or large machines. Nobody thought this place would become famous around the world later. Steve and Wozniak worked many hours building computers with intense focus. They believed their ideas could create something important for future generations. Money remained limited and success still looked very far away during beginning. But both friends continued moving forward because they believed strongly in themselves. Their first computer became known as Apple I among early technology buyers. Wozniak built much of computer system using technical knowledge and engineering skills. Steve focused on selling products and explaining ideas to interested customers. The computer looked simple compared with modern devices used around the world today. Still, many people became interested because personal computers remained very uncommon then. The first sales gave them hope and stronger confidence about future success. Steve started believing that much bigger opportunities existed beyond early computer projects. He wanted something greater than small business success and local recognition alone. But Steve Jobs wanted computers inside every home across the world. Steve and Wozniak began working on another computer with improved technology features. They wanted creating better products that more people could use easily. The new computer became known as Apple II and changed everything. Unlike earlier systems, Apple II looked friendlier and easier for customers everywhere. Schools, families, and businesses started showing strong interest in this new product. People suddenly saw computers differently because Apple made technology feel approachable. Sales increased rapidly and company growth became much faster than expected. Steve watched his dream becoming reality through growing public excitement and support. Apple became one of the fastest-growing technology companies during those important years. People started recognizing Steve Jobs as a young businessman with bold and unusual ideas. His confidence continued growing because customers loved Apple products and experiences. The company expanded while attracting investors and public attention from many places. Steve suddenly experienced success beyond anything he imagined during earlier years. He became millionaire while still very young and ambitious about future goals. Many people would feel satisfied after achieving wealth and public recognition. But Steve wanted changing world instead of simply becoming successful businessman alone. Bigger success was coming, but bigger problems were waiting too. After the success of Apple II, Steve Jobs became one of the most famous young leaders in technology. He was seen as a symbol of innovation, ambition, and bold ideas. People admired his vision, but also noticed his very strong and strict. Steve always wanted perfect products, perfect design, and perfect user experience. This created pressure inside the company because expectations were extremely high. Many employees respected him, but some people also found him very difficult. His leadership style created both success and tension inside the growing company. Apple was now a major company, but problems were slowly starting to appear. Steve and his team started working on a new computer project called Macintosh. This computer was designed to be simple, friendly, and easy for everyone. Steve believed the future of computers depended on simple design and usability. He wanted people to use computers without technical training or complex instructions. The Macintosh project became very important and received huge attention inside Apple. Many engineers worked hard to create something revolutionary for personal computer market. Steve pushed the team strongly and demanded high quality in every detail. This created both excitement and stress inside the company during development. But success inside Apple would soon turn into internal conflict. As Apple grew bigger, disagreements started forming between Steve and company executives. Some leaders believed Steve was too emotional and too focused on perfection. They thought the company needed more stable management and business structure. Steve believed creativity and innovation were more important than strict business rules. Tension increased because different visions for Apple's future were not aligned. Meetings became more difficult and decisions caused stronger disagreements inside company. Even though Apple was successful, internal relationships were becoming very unstable. This situation slowly moved toward a major turning point in Steve's life. In 1985, Apple leadership made a shocking decision about Steve Jobs. He was removed from his leadership position inside the company he created. This moment was extremely painful because Apple was his life's biggest creation. Steve suddenly lost control of the company that changed his entire future. Many people believed this was the end of his career in technology. He left Apple feeling disappointed, confused, and deeply affected by the decision. The company he built no longer needed him as leader anymore. This moment became one of most difficult experiences in his entire life. But losing Apple would lead Steve Jobs to a surprising new beginning. After leaving Apple, Steve decided to start again from completely new direction. He founded a new company called NeXT focused on advanced computers. He wanted to create powerful systems for education and professional use cases. NeXT computers were high quality but very expensive for regular customers. The company struggled financially, but Steve continued improving ideas and technology design. He refused to give up even after losing his original company. He believed failure was part of learning and building something better later. This mindset helped him continue working despite difficult business conditions. During this time, Steve also invested in animation company Pixar. Pixar was focused on computer animation and creative storytelling technology systems. At first, animation industry looked very different from Steve's technology background. But he saw potential in combining computers with creative visual storytelling. Pixar later created revolutionary animated films that changed entertainment industry. This investment became one of his most successful decisions during difficult period. Steve slowly rebuilt his confidence through new companies and creative projects. His journey was not finished, and another big comeback was coming. But Apple would soon call Steve Jobs back again. After many difficult years away from Apple, Steve Jobs slowly rebuilt his reputation in technology. His work at NeXT showed that he still had strong vision and leadership skills. At the same time, Pixar became extremely successful in animated films and storytelling innovation. Pixar's success proved that Steve could lead creative and technical teams again. Apple was struggling during this period and needed new direction and leadership. The company realized that Steve's ideas could help save and rebuild Apple. So Apple made a surprising decision and invited Steve Jobs to return. This moment marked one of the most important turning points in technology history. Steve returned to Apple in 1997 and immediately started making changes. He simplified product lines and removed many confusing and weak computer models. He focused on creating clear vision and strong design principles inside company. Employees began to understand that Apple needed focus, quality, and innovation again. Steve worked closely with engineers and designers to rebuild company identity. He wanted Apple products to feel simple, powerful, and beautiful for users. This new direction slowly started improving company performance and public reputation. Apple was beginning a new chapter under Steve Jobs' leadership again. But the real revolution was still waiting inside Apple's future products. In 1998, Apple released the iMac, a colorful and modern computer. The iMac changed how people saw personal computers in homes and schools. It looked simple, friendly, and very different from older computer designs. Many customers loved its design and easy user experience. This success helped Apple become strong again in technology market competition. Steve proved that innovation and design could bring company back to life. Apple started growing again and attracting global attention from technology industry. People began trusting Apple as leader in modern computer design and innovation. But Steve Jobs was preparing something even bigger than computers. In 2007, Apple introduced a completely new kind of device. It was called the iPhone and changed mobile phone industry forever. The iPhone combined phone, internet, and music into one simple device. People could now touch screen and use apps in completely new way. This invention changed communication, entertainment, and daily life for millions of people. The world moved from traditional phones to modern smartphones because of iPhone. Apple became one of the most valuable companies in the entire world. Steve Jobs became global symbol of innovation, design, and technology leadership. After iPhone's success, Apple continued releasing products that changed modern technology. Devices like iPad and MacBook became popular across many countries worldwide. Steve focused on making technology simple, beautiful, and powerful for everyone. His philosophy shaped how modern technology companies design products today. He became admired by millions of people and respected in business world. Even critics recognized his impact on technology and modern digital life. Steve's influence reached far beyond Apple and changed entire industry forever. His vision shaped the world people live in today every day. But Steve Jobs' life would end while his legacy continued growing. In 2011, Steve Jobs passed away after battling serious illness. His death shocked technology world and millions of people around globe. Apple, Pixar, and entire technology industry honored his incredible contributions. His ideas continue living through products people use every single day. Modern smartphones, computers, and digital design are influenced by his vision. He showed that creativity, risk, and persistence can change entire world. Steve Jobs remains one of most important innovators in modern history. His story continues inspiring new generations of creators and entrepreneurs worldwide.